Hi friends, this is Anna with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff, and I wanted to share a quick tip with you today about how to save paper. Yesterday I made these cards with our Have a Hoot Stamp Set with the adorable owls, and this card right here inspired me to share with you some good tricks for saving paper. If you can see this, I included a large piece of balmy blue glimmer paper behind the white paper as a mat, and I just love how it looks. But I did use a full piece behind there, and I was thinking that I need to share some tricks for saving paper because sometimes you don't want to use a big piece of that beautiful paper all behind something and let it be covered up. So there are ways to save some of what's back there, and I want to show them to you now. So first I'm going to share with you a tip for a card like this with strips along the edge. So how we can do that is, instead of laying a full piece of this evergreen paper behind the red dot, we can cut a couple of strips of the evergreen paper and mat them behind the red as so. So that is one way to save paper if you just want strips along the edge. This is a trick I use quite a bit. But if you want that full mat, that full matted look, how can we do that? So the first way is to start with your piece of glimmer paper in the size that you want, or whatever that paper is that you want to mat, and bring in a die, cut out the center, and now you are going to have pieces that look like this. So this is one of our Stitch So Sweetly dies. Rectangles and squares are great for this, depending on the size and shape of the paper you're wanting to cut the center out of. But I did use, this was our Stitch So Sweetly set, which is nice for the rectangles. So you pop that center out, and then we can mat this over the top, and you don't have any idea that the center was punched out down below. So then you have this whole piece to use for something else. Now if you want to, you could cut another small piece out of the center of here and use this one as a mat for something. So you can do this in several different sizes and really get a lot of use out of that paper if you like. Now, if you don't have dies or a die cutting machine, there is a way to do this with a trimmer. So let me show you that real quick. And then you will have several different ways that you can save paper. So what you're going to do is, I like to give like a 1/2 inch edge around. It just depends on how much you want to show, but 1/2 inch can work. So 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. Let's go 3/4 inch to be safe. So I'm going to line my paper up on the right side of the cutting edge, cutting groove at 3/4 inch. Now, I am going to lower this down at about 3/4 inch, which I can see here on my ruler. And I am going to cut from there down to about 3/4 inch from the bottom of my paper. I'm going to lift it up. I am going to repeat this several times, and I'm not going to measure here. I am just going to eyeball this, so it's not going to come out exact, but that is okay because nobody's going to see what's back here. So line it up the 3/4 inch over here, cut just the center section. You don't want to cut all the way to the edges, or you are going to ruin your frame. So I didn't get those cut exact. I could grab some scissors and trim them up, or I'm just going to rip them out. Now, this looks great. Let's look at how it looks with our mat on top. Okay, you have no idea there's a hole cut out of the center. Now this piece, my corners aren't exact, but I can do a tiny bit of trimming and it's going to be ready to go for another project. So I hope these tips are helpful for saving that beautiful paper. We card makers and scrapbookers are definitely paper lovers, so that way you can save some of those beautiful papers and use them for more projects. Hope you have a great day. You can get more ideas and inspiration on my blog at scrappingstampingandstuff.com. You can also find links to order your products there, and I hope to see you again next time.